For this little demo, I just want to show you a fun background trick to play with, which also launches a panel called your Properties panel. Your Properties panel manages adjustment layers and layer masks. So I'm going to go to File and Open to show you this. I'll go into my Chapter 6 folder and 6.2, and I have this simple photograph of this horse. But the horse is just kind of standing there. I want to do something a little more creative with this photo. So the first thing I'm going to do is duplicate the layer by hitting Command J on my Mac. That would be Control J on your PC. And then I'm going to run a radial blur filter. Filter menu, blur, and radial blur. Okay, right up here, I'm going to set the amount to its highest at 100. And I don't want the horse to spin. I want the horse to zoom like it exploded. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. We're going to make the horse explode. Obviously, I like the effect out here. I don't obviously like the effect on the horse. So what I'm going to do is go to my elliptical marquee. And I'm going to put it right where all these rays are kind of starting from, because the radial blur starts from the center of the photo. I'm going to hold my Option or Alt key, and I'm going to drag an ellipse right around the horse like that. Okay, I let go of the mouse first, always. Then with a selection, basically you're telling Photoshop, since you selected this area, protect it. We didn't select out here, so we obviously don't care about it. So when you have a selection made, you are protecting that. Okay, on my top layer, I add a layer mask. You click it one time, you'll see what I mean. It protected what was inside. It didn't care what is outside. Didn't care about it. Okay, that's the opposite of what I wanted. So when you are dealing with a layer mask, you have a Properties panel. Okay, and what I would do is drag the word Properties out, because there is a third button that always gets cut off. I'm going to drag this down a little bit. Right here, I'm on my mask. See, I can click over here, now I'm on the photo, click over here, now I'm on my layer mask. There is an invert button. So instead of the center being white, I make the center black. Delete all the blur on the center. I just wanted the blur on the outside area. Okay, but now it looks like a weird oval frame. So you also have a feather option. I'm still on the mask. Feather means blur. So instead of seeing this hard edge, I'm going to feather that out. And I'm going to feather more and feather more and feather more till I go about 200 or so. Maybe even more. I'll go about 237, somewhere around there. So I get this fade effect as the horse radiates these values. Now what I can do is, instead of this being normal color, I can set it to different blending modes. So that's what color burn will do. But then I lose that radial effect. Here's what screen mode does and color mode does. Okay, here's what overlay does. Soft light and hard light and vivid light. A lot of these kind of fade into the trees, but these ones right up here work pretty well. I like the screen or the lighten mode. I'll go with lighten. Right there. If I hit Command J, I will duplicate that, or Control J on a PC, and you can duplicate that effect. Or mix another blending mode, like screen mode or color dodge mode. And you get these cool radial effects, but you tend to lose a little bit on the bottom or a little bit on the top. So what you can do is mess around with values. If you know that's not working, you want to mess around with these. So I'm going to delete those layers. Okay. obviously I'm not getting the right effect, so I need darker values here. I'm going to take my burn tool. It's right here above the T. If I press and hold, I have a burn tool. Okay, I'm going to come into the photo, hold Control and Option on my Mac and make a really big brush. That would be Control and Alt key on your PC, and use your right mouse button. Make a big brush. My midtones are like ground tones, and I'm going to leave that at 50%. So all I'm going to do is just click and drag over the ground. Then when I let go, I'm going to drag again just over the ground. Kind of go around the horse's legs right there. Click and drag again. And I want to darken in this ground plane. And I'll click and drag again. Make it nice and dark, kind of like the background above. This is going to help that effect work a lot better. So again, now that I've got the values that I like, Command J or Control J on a PC to make a copy jump up. I'm going to do the same filters I did before. Filter, blur, radial blur. Still have it at 100. Still have it on zoom. I'm going to go with my elliptical marquee again. Option or Alt key to start from the center, and I'll drag a big ellipse around the horse like that, making sure I let go of the mouse first. Then I let go of the keyboard. Right here on my layers panel, I add a layer mask that will protect what was inside, but I have a properties panel. Your layer masks are managed on your properties panel. I can click invert, turn the colors inside out. Now I can adjust the feather, the blur. Instead of seeing this hard edge, I blur or feather that edge. So I'll feather it out about 250 or so. Now I set my layer blending mode to screen or color dodge or lighten. I'll go with screen. I kind of like that. Command J to duplicate the layer, or Control J on a PC. I'll hit it one more time. Command J or Control J. And we have this very light, heavenly, romanticized photo of this horse. But you can see I got the value working a lot better when I made the bottom half equally dark. Okay, so there we go. Layer masks right here on the right are managed on your properties panel. You can get some pretty cool effects. You know, this kind of radial effect would work great on sports photography. If you have a runner coming at you, or a soccer player coming at you, or dare I say a horse galloping toward you. Probably wouldn't work great on a picture of a golfer, but it definitely works here. There we go. A nice romanticized image. So I'll go to File, Save a Copy, and I'll call that last name, first name, Radial Blur on my desktop as a JPEG. I want 8 or high quality. And that's how you deal with layer masks in association with the properties panel. I can just drag this back right up there and let go. Just kind of slide that back over into its place. And we'll see you in the next demo for more Photoshop fun.